Breaking news! The Denver Broncos start the week with a lot of things happening behind the scenes. Man, things are hot. In fact, there are 3 pieces of news that I'm going to share with you today. Let's talk about the disrespect towards Bo Nix. Let's talk about the police case involving a member of the Denver Broncos and about some opportunities that Sean Payton is looking at. Before continuing, make sure you've already pressed the like button if you believe that Bo Nix is an excellent quarterback and should continue with the Broncos to compete next season. Man, I really believe in him. If possible, write something like this: the Denver Broncos are going to the Super Bowl. Now let's talk about what's going on. The disrespect towards Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos has reached a new level, and it's time to set the record straight. A recent FanDuel quarterback rankings list has sparked outrage across Broncos country, as it ranks Bo Nix as the 20th best quarterback in the NFL heading into the 2025 season, behind rookies who haven't played a single NFL snap, behind veterans who have consistently underperformed, and behind quarterbacks who haven't proven themselves at the professional level. It's a slap in the face not just to Bo Nix, but to the entire Denver Broncos organization. Let's break this down. According to FanDuel's rankings, Nix is ranked below Kyler Murray, Drake May, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, and Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, a player who struggled mightily in his rookie season, somehow ranks ahead of Nix despite his well-documented struggles adjusting to the speed of the game, executing snap counts, and processing defenses at an NFL level. Meanwhile, Nix, who has demonstrated remarkable accuracy, anticipation, and leadership, is written off as a lower-tier quarterback. Broncos fans, does this make any sense? Let's put this into perspective. Bo Nix came into Denver and immediately elevated this offense. His ability to throw with precision in the short and intermediate game plays perfectly into Sean Payton's system. His deep ball, which was once criticized, has proven to be far better than expected. His athleticism has been a game changer, allowing the Broncos to extend plays and keep defenses honest. Yet, somehow, the national media and odds makers continue to overlook him. Compare this to other young quarterbacks in the league. Jaden Daniels, for example, has already been anointed as a top-tier QB by many analysts, primarily because he helped lead Washington to the NFC Championship. No one is denying Daniels' talent. He's an electric player, but the gap between Daniels and Nix is not as wide as some would have you believe. In fact, when looking at pure efficiency, decision-making, and fit within their respective systems, Nix has a strong argument for being in that same tier. The Broncos have a stable offensive system under Sean Payton, something many young quarterbacks don't get in their rookie seasons. Denver's offensive line is among the best in the league, giving Nix time to operate. The receiving core, while not elite, has enough weapons to allow Nix to showcase his precision passing and ability to move the ball down the field efficiently. These are all factors that should have propelled Nix higher in any reasonable quarterback ranking. Yet, instead of recognition, he gets ignored. This isn't just about one ranking list. It's about a pattern of disrespect toward the Denver Broncos and their quarterback. The national media continues to overlook what's being built in Denver. Last season, the Broncos were supposed to be a disaster, yet they outperformed expectations. Nix was supposed to struggle, yet he played at a level that should have put him in the conversation as one of the most promising young quarterbacks in the league. And still, the NFL world refuses to acknowledge what's happening in Denver. The question now is, how long will this continue? How long will Bo Nix have to prove himself before he gets the respect he deserves? Will it take a playoff run? A Pro Bowl selection? A deep postseason push? Broncos fans, let's hear it. Do you think Bo Nix is being disrespected? Where would you rank him among the league's young quarterbacks? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's switch gears. Broncos linebackers coach Michael Willoyd has been arrested on suspicion of second-degree assault on a police officer. This shocking development has sent shockwaves through the Broncos organization, and while details are still emerging, it's a situation that could have serious consequences for Willoyd and the team. According to a report from 9 News Mike Kliss, Willoyd is currently being held at the downtown Denver jail, with court records indicating he was booked on Sunday. He is scheduled to appear in Denver County Court on Monday morning. The Broncos have already released a statement acknowledging the situation, saying they are in the process of gathering more information. For those unfamiliar, Willoyd, 38, has been a key part of Sean Payton's staff since joining the Broncos in 2023 as the outside linebackers coach. His playing career saw him start 45 games as an undrafted free agent out of Washburn, spending time with the 49ers and Seahawks. After transitioning to coaching, he first worked with Payton in New Orleans in 2019 before moving on to the Chargers, ultimately reuniting with Payton in Denver. What an unpleasant situation, my friends. Let's see where this ends. Now I want to say something very important. The Denver Broncos have just found themselves in a dream scenario when it comes to the running back position, and it couldn't have come at a better time. With the 2025 NFL Draft loaded with talent at the position, Sean Payton has an opportunity to add a dynamic weapon to this offense, whether that's in the first round or by waiting for incredible value on day 2 or even day 3. Let's take a step back for a moment. The Broncos, in recent history, have had success finding running backs outside the first round. Think about the undrafted gems who have made a major impact in Denver: C.J. Anderson, Philip Lindsay, even Terrell Davis, who was a 6th-round pick. This franchise has never needed to invest premium capital into the position to find production. But now, the discussion is whether or not the Broncos should break that trend and use the 20th overall pick on a running back, specifically Boise State's Ashton Jeanty. Jeanty is the most intriguing name linked to the Broncos, but there's a growing chance he won't be available at 20. Reports indicate that multiple teams, including the Chicago Bears, Las Vegas Raiders, and Dallas Cowboys, are showing significant interest. If Jeanty is off the board before Denver is on the clock, that raises a critical question. Should the Broncos reach for another running back in the first round? Or would they be better off waiting and securing top-tier talent in later rounds? The depth in this draft class suggests the latter might be the smarter move. Let's talk about some of the other names that could be available to Denver on day 2 or even later. One of the most interesting prospects is Virginia Tech's Bashal Tutin. ESPN's latest mock draft had him going in the first round to the Chargers, which is a bit of a surprise, considering most projections have him as a day 2 or day 3 pick. Tutin's film shows a player with strong vision, great contact balance, and the ability to contribute in the passing game, an essential trait in a Sean Payton offense. He might not have the top-end explosiveness of Jeanty, but his well-rounded skill set makes him a serious option if Denver chooses to address other needs first. Then there's Amarian Hampton out of North Carolina. This is a player who runs with an upright style, reminiscent of former Broncos back Melvin Gordon, minus the fumbling issues, hopefully. Hampton has great lateral quickness, excellent burst, and is a strong inside runner. If he's available early on day 2, he could be a legitimate option for the Broncos. Another name to watch is Caleb Johnson. Playing in the Big Ten, he's gone up against elite defensive competition and has showcased the kind of athleticism that translates well to the NFL. Johnson has the speed to break away from defenders, and in Payton's offense, where versatility is key, he could be a valuable piece. But perhaps the most fascinating prospect in this entire conversation is Braylon Allen, better known as Scabo. Allen is a physical freak, built like a power back, but with the agility to make defenders miss. He has the kind of violent running style that gets an entire stadium fired up. The question is, will his game translate to the speed of the NFL? Watching his college highlights, you see a player who makes a ton of plays on cutbacks, bouncing outside after a jump cut. The bottom line? The Broncos are in a phenomenal position. They can draft a running back early if they absolutely love Jeanty or another top-tier prospect, but they don't have to. The depth in this class allows them to focus on other key needs, like safety or offensive line, while still securing an impact back later on. So, Broncos country, what do you think? Should Denver take a running back in the first round, or is this a position they can afford to wait on? Which of these prospects excites you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if you want to stay locked in on all things Broncos, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got a ton to break down as we head toward the draft, and you won't want to miss it.